everybody doing? It's Crazy Monkey here again. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do some 5-minute clips. I'm just going to do like issue after issue and just make 5-minute clips. I think it's easier that way, be a lot quicker that way, and then you can just watch whatever clips you want based on the issue, and I'll say in the clip what the issue is. For example, it might be immigration, it might be you know, any issue. It could be immigration, it could be taxes, it could be income tax, property tax, you know, all different types of issues. And the first issue we'll talk about in this clip is immigration. My personal belief with immigration is that, you know, let's break it all down. First off, overall immigration, in my belief, needs to be cut by over 50% because immigration is collapsing our wages. I've seen this my entire life. Our wages are collapsing because of massive, out of control immigration. So we've got to cut legal immigration by 50%. And obviously illegal immigration, that needs to be cut even more. Obviously that needs to be cut by like 90%. And the way we do that is building the wall, which I strongly support. You got to build the wall that will prevent a lot of the illegal immigration. It won't prevent all of it, but it will prevent about half of it. And the thing is, it is utterly disgusting with you leftists and you liberals and you Democrats and you rhinos that you're against the wall. Because if you build the wall, you prevent so much criminal activity at the border. At the border, 50% of the women that cross over get raped at the border. 50% of the women that cross illegally at the border, they get raped at the border. You have men being left in trucks to die at the border. You have men being killed, carjacked, you know, brutalized at the border. All right, so this is a lawless criminal area. You know, imagine you had a parking garage in your city, where 50% of the women got raped, and like the men were getting brutally carjacked every day. Would you keep that parking garage open? No, you wouldn't. You'd close that parking garage down. That's why we need to build a wall. We need to build a wall to prevent crime. We need to build a wall to prevent crime. And yeah, it's true. Some illegals will fly in on airplanes. That's true. They'll fly in on airplanes, they'll overstay their visa. I understand that. But at least then, they won't be getting raped, they won't be getting mugged, they won't be getting brutally beaten, they won't be left in a truck to die in the desert, okay? So, you liberals, you fucking liberals in your San Francisco, in your Seattle, in your San Jose, you fucking liberals in your $5 million fucking houses that don't want to build the wall because you're illegal slaves making $10 an hour cross the border illegally, and you don't want to pay us Americans, American Latino, American white, American black, Asian, you don't want to pay us living wages. You want to pay the illegals tiny, tiny slave wages. All right, you people are sick when 50% of the women get raped crossing the border. I mean, you people are sick. You only support that massive immigration for low wages so you get rich. And then meanwhile, the people that come across the border illegally are victimized at sky-high rates as it's a lawless criminal area. So we need to build a wall to prevent that crime. And I realize some illegals are still going to fly in on airplanes. I understand that, but at least then we can prevent the crime. That's why we need to build the wall. So I strongly support that. I strongly support cutting immigration 50%. And then the next issue is the illegal immigration. My philosophy personally is that some of the illegals should be allowed to stay. You know, if you got a family here, you should be allowed to stay. You know, if you're an illegal here and your wife or your husband is an American citizen, you should be allowed to stay here. You know, if you got your job here and you've been here for 10 years, you should be allowed to stay here. If you're an illegal and you've been here since you were 8 years old, you should be allowed to stay. I think a lot of illegals, they should be allowed to stay. But the criminals, they should be deported. I think the criminals should be deported. If you're just here and you have no family connection here, and you're just collecting every welfare program there is, and there's no family here for you, you should be deported. That's what I do believe. And I think what they should do, you know, I think that Trump should basically just make a grand bargain, a grand deal. He should basically just come forward and say, hey, look, we'll do immigration reform, we'll cut legal immigration 50%, we'll build the wall, we'll do the extreme vetting, because that's another thing we need to do. We need to do the extreme vetting to prevent terrorist attacks, to prevent crazy people coming into the country. We need to do extreme vetting to prevent criminals and terrorists coming into the country. Got to do that. And then in return, you know, we'll allow some of the illegals that work many, many years, some of the illegals that came here when they're 8 years old, some of the illegals that got family members here, they got their wife here, their husband here, we will allow them to stay as long as they don't have a criminal record. You know, as long as they don't have some criminal felony on their record, we'll allow them to stay. That's, I think, what they should do. You know, that is exactly what I think they should do with immigration. Thank you.